Hello friends, welcome you all. Today we are going to see about few polity prelims cues based on preamble of the constitution. Let us begin with the question number 1. Which of the following statement related to the preamble is or are correct? Statement number 1. The preamble can neither provide substantive power to the three organs of the state nor limit their powers under the provisions of the constitution. Statement number 2. The preamble is part of the constitution and therefore is amendable under all the circumstances. Here, one has to note that we have to identify the correct statement. If you take statement number 1, yes, based on our discussion, the statement number 1 is right. Yes, it is neither provides powers to three organs of the state nor limit their powers. Therefore, statement number 1 is right. What about statement number 2? It is partly right, which means the preamble is part of the constitution. Therefore, this is partly correct. If you take this statement, is amendable under all circumstances? No, this statement is wrong. Since the objectives in the preamble are part of the basic structure of the constitution. Therefore, it cannot be amended under all the circumstances. Therefore, this statement is wrong. You can eliminate 2 and both. Answer for the question number 1 is A, 1 and 1 only is right. Answer A, 1 only is right answer for this question. So let us move on with the question number 2. Consider the following statement regarding the term secular mentioned in the Indian preamble. It was added by the 44th Constitutional Amendment Act and it implies all religions in our country have the same status and support from the state. And statement number 3, the constitution embodies the positive concept of secularism. If you take statement number 1, this is incorrect statement. Since why it is incorrect? It is not 44th, it is 42nd. Therefore, statement number 1 is wrong. You can eliminate D and C. Both the statements are, these options are wrong. If you take option A and B, obviously statement number 2 is right. Yes, it implies all religion in our country have same status and support from the state. If you take statement number 3, the constitution embodies the positive concept of secularism. Yes, this statement is also right. Therefore, answer for the question number 2 is 2 and 3 only. C. The term secular was added by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. However, the Indian Constitution embodies the positive concept of secularism, which means all religion in our country, irrespective of their strength, having the same status and support from the state. And also, the Supreme Court observed that the secular state were not explicitly mentioned in the Constitution, but there is no doubt that the Constitution makers wanted to establish such a secular state. Accordingly, Article 25 to 28, that is, fundamental rights to freedom of religion, have been included in the Constitution. Therefore, answer for the question number 2 is option B, 2 and 3 only. Let us move on with question number 3. Consider the following statement regarding the term democratic mentioned in the preamble. If you take statement number 1, democratic polity stipulated in the preamble is based on the doctrine of popular sovereignty. Yes, this statement is right. Statement number 2, universal adult franchise can be considered as the manifestation of the democratic character of the Indian polity. Yes, statement number 2 is also right. What about statement number 3? The term used in the preamble embraces political democracy but not socio and economic democracy. No, this statement is wrong, since the term used in the preamble embracing both all the three things, that is political democracy, social democracy and economic democracy. Therefore, statement number 3 is wrong. You can eliminate wait a minute. You can eliminate options also. So 1 and 2 is right? Therefore, answer for the question number 3 is C, 1 and 2 only, which means 1 and C, 1 and 2 only is right for the question number 3. Let us move on with question number 4. Consider the following statement regarding objective resolution. The objective resolution did not mention the word democratic. It was binding on the members. And statement number 3, a fundamental identified it in laid foundations about nature of the political system and divisions of power between union and its constituent units. If you take statement number 1, yes, this statement number 1 is right. The objective resolution does not mention the word democratic. Why? Jawaharlal Nehru opinion that the word republic mentioned in objective resolution implies democracy. He also clarified that the objective resolution had not only content of democracy but also content of economic democracy. So therefore statement number 1 is right. If you take statement number 2, this statement is wrong. Why this statement is wrong? Since it was not binding on the members of the Constituent Assembly. Therefore statement number 2 is wrong. You can eliminate D and C. What about statement number 3? If you take statement number 3, that is right. The fundamentals identified and it's laid down foundation about nature of political system. Just now we have discussed about that political system and divisions of power between union and its constituent units. Therefore answer for the question number 4 is B, 1 and 3 only. Let us move on with the question number 5. Which of the following statement is or are correct regarding objective resolution? Statement number 1, it reads that power and authority of the sovereign independent India will be derived from its government. Number 2, it also read adequate safeguards shall be provided for minorities, backward tribal areas, depressed and other backward classes. If you take objective resolution, statement number 2 is right. It is present in the point number 4. But if you take the statement number 1, it is wrong. Why it is wrong? It read that power and authority of the sovereign independent India will be derived from the people of India, not from the government. Therefore, this statement is wrong. Therefore, answer for the question number 5 is A, 1 only is right answer. Let us move on with question number 6. If you take which of the following statement is or are correct, we have to identify the correct statement about sovereign. It implies that India is not a dominion of any other nation but an independent state. Yes, this statement is correct about sovereign. India is free to conduct its own internal and external affairs. There is no authority above it. Yes, this statement is correct. India can either acquire a foreign territory as a part of its territory in favor of foreign state. Yes, this statement is correct. So therefore answer for the question number 6 is all the above. This statement is right. All the statements are right. Then we move on with the question number 7. Which of the following cases, that is statements, is or are correct about preamble? In Birubari case, the Supreme Court ruled that the preamble is not the part of constitution. Yes, this statement is correct. What about statement number 2? Parliament can amend preamble. And what about statement number 3? It is justiciable, that is, its provisions are enforceable in court of law. Let us see about statement number 2. Yes, the Parliament can amend preamble. One has to note that the basic structure of that preamble should not be amended. And then what about statement number 3? The statement number 3 is automatically wrong. Why it is wrong? Since it is not justiciable by the court of law, which means it cannot be enforceable in the court of law. Therefore answer for the question number 7 is C, 1 and 2 only is right answer for this question. Right answer for this question. So let us move on with the question number 8. Which of the following statement is or are correct about fraternity? Let us see about fraternity. Statement number 1. System of single citizenship in Indian Constitution promote feeling of fraternity. The preamble declares that fraternity has to assure the dignity of the individual and the unity and the integrity of the nation. If you take both the statement, yes, both the statements are right. 1 and 2 are right for this question. Why? Since fraternity means a sense of brotherhood, the constitution promotes this feeling of fraternity by the system of single citizenship. Yes, this statement is right. And what about statement number 2? Yes, it is also ensures the dignity of an individual and the unity of the integrity of the nation. Therefore, both the statements are right. And also one has to note that this fraternity also present in fundamental duties, article 51A. It also state that it shall be the duty of every citizen of India to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood among all the peoples of India. And also the phrase unity and integrity of the nation embraces both psychological and territorial dimensions of national integration. Therefore, this statement, both the statements are right. And let us move on with the question number 9. With reference to the preamble, consider the following statement. It is considered to be the key of the constitution. It cannot be amended. It is the part of constitution. Here we have to identify the correct statement. So what about preamble? Yes, it is considered as the key of the constitution. Therefore, statement number 1 is right. If you take statement number 2, this is wrong statement. Why? The preamble can be amended subjected to the condition that no amendments is done to the basic features. Therefore, this statement is wrong. Statement number 2 is wrong. Therefore, you can eliminate D and B, A also. Therefore, answer for the question number 9 is C, 1 and 3 only. Yes, preamble is part of the constitution. Let us move on with the question number 10. Which of the following words, it's a straightforward factual question, which of the following words are added by the preamble by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act? Secular, yes. Liberty, no. Integrity, yes. Socialist, yes. Therefore, answer for the question number 10 is 134. That is B, 134 is the right answer. So let us move on with the question number 11. Consider the following statement with respect to the term republic mentioned in the preamble. So let us see about the statement. Consider the following statement. If you analyze the statement number 1, in a republic, the head of the state is elected. What about statement number 2? Every democratic country is also a republic. What about statement number 3? In a presidential government, the head of the state is indirectly elected, while in a republic, head of the state is directly elected. Here we have to identify the correct statement. That is very important. Here we have to identify the correct statement. See, if you take question number, statement number 2, this is wrong. Since why? Every democratic country is not a republic country. It does not amounts to republic. It may be republic country. So if you take statement number 3, this statement is also correct. Sorry, statement number 1 is right. In a republic, the head of the state is elected. Statement number 1 is right. What about statement number 3? The presidential government, the head of the state is indirectly elected, while in a republic, head of the state is directly elected. This statement is wrong. Why it is wrong? In republics, I am talking about republic, the head of the state is elected through either direct or indirect election. Here it is given as direct. Therefore, this statement is wrong. So, statement 2 and 3 is wrong. 1 is right. Therefore, answer for the question number 11 is A. 1 only is right answer for this question. What about question number 12? Let us see. Which of the following statement is correct related to the values mentioned in the constitution? Here, it is 4 options are given. Equality of the status is explicitly mentioned in the preamble of the constitution. And option B, equality of opportunities is not explicitly mentioned in the preamble of the Constitution of India. The term socialist pattern of the society was adopted as a goal in the original preamble. Fraternity as not mentioned in the preamble of the Constitution of India. Here one has to know that we have to identify the correct statement. Here if you take D, it is wrong since fraternity has been mentioned in the Constitution. If you take C, that is also wrong since this socialist pattern of the society was adopted as a goal of the Indian state by the Congress in 1955 in Avadi session. The term socialist has been added in the preamble. Therefore, this statement is also wrong. What about statement number B? The equality of opportunities is not explicitly mentioned. It is wrong since it is explicitly mentioned in the preamble of the Constitution. So what about the answer for the question number 12 is A. The equality of the status is also explicitly mentioned in the preamble of the Constitution. So let us move on with the question number 13. Which of the following statement is or are correct related to the concept of justice? So note that we have to identify the statement with respect to justice provided in the Constitution. The political justice has been guaranteed by provision of adult suffrage. Yes, this is correct. If you take statement number 2, yes, this statement is also correct. Social justice has been guaranteed. We have discussed already 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. These and all guaranteed a social justice. What about economic justice? Yes, this economic justice has been ensured by the various provisions of directive principles of state policy. We have already discussed while during the our session of preamble of the Constitution. Therefore, answer for the question number 13 is D, 1, 2, 3. Let us move on with question number 14. Consider the following statement about the preamble of India. The liberty of worship has been given in the preamble. And statement number 2, it helps in the legal interpretation of the Constitution where language is found to be ambiguous. Here we have to identify the correct statement. So if you take statement number 1, yes, this is right statement. Why it is right statement? Liberty of worship as given, that is the preamble calls for liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship. Therefore this statement is right. What about statement number 2? Yes, this statement is also correct. The legal interpretation of the Constitution where language is found to be ambiguous. Therefore answer for the question number 14 is C, both 1 and 2. Let us move on with the question number 15. Consider the following statement. Statement number 1. The Constituent Assembly held its meeting in December 1945. Statement number 2. The modified version of the objective resolution forms the preamble to the present Constitution. Here we have to identify the correct statement. So let us see the statement one by one. Statement number 1 is automatically wrong. If you have studied the history and the making of the Constitution, historical background, then one could easily analyze that the Constituent Assembly held its first meeting on December 9, 1946, not 1945. Therefore, this statement is wrong. If you take statement number 2, yes, this statement is right statement. Why it is a right statement? Since our preamble of the present Constitution is a modified version of objective resolution. Therefore, option number B, 2 only is right for the question number 15. So by this, we are concluding this session. Thank you all. Kindly go through all the question and answers discussion. We will meet in the next section. Thank you all once again. Have a good day.